just biologically, that God made mothers so that we could reproduce. Homosexuals cannot reproduce.
Women are feminine. They are natural homemakers and caregivers.
More natural feeling of men being providers.
I think that it's unnatural.
They're not inherently damaging.
It violates natural law.
One man, one woman marriage is consistent with the laws of nature.
You can't negotiate with biology. You really ought to listen to what it is that nature is telling you.
Women are biological adult females.
It's a matter of nature, a matter of physical reality.
You can't be a member of the opposite sex. I mean, the facts of life are the facts of life.
Biologically.
Natural.
It's unnatural.
Not
natural.
Nature.
Biological.
Nature.
Facts of life.
Welcome. Today, I'm going to tell you about the birds and the bees. When Daddy Bird loves Mommy Bird very, very much. I mean, when Daddy Bird loves Mommy Bird very, very much. Yes, that's better. Wait. Are those two daddies? Let's try a different species. As I was saying, wait. Are those two mommies? Is this a thing?
In fact, it very much is. Animals from all over the animal kingdom, from antelope to flamingos to fruit flies, have been documented by scientists to engage in same-sex sexual behavior. Like me, you may have been taught that the reason behind most of the things that animals do comes down to the drive to reproduce, to produce offspring and pass on their genetic code. And this can be very strong. This daddy-to-be is about to lose his head over it. But the drive to reproduce just doesn't explain a whole chunk of animal behavior. For instance, it doesn't explain this study's findings where 4 out of 8 rams refused to mate with any females, even though they were confined together and the females were on heat. And when given a choice, the rams would only do sweet, sweet sheep love to other rams. This has been found to be true of about 8% of rams in domestic sheep populations. Research has found that although same-sex behavior might not make babies, it does increase social bonding and the overall peace, which is just as important for the greater good. In fact, same-sex or not, it is thought that a lot of animals have sex just for the fun of it. This would explain why so many types of primates have all kinds of sex, even when they are already pregnant or too old to have babies, and why short-fin pilot whales like to get it on outside of mating season. Maybe life isn't only about passing on your genetic code, but also about grabbing opportunities to enjoy life in a way that feels right to you and others in an otherwise fleeting and uncertain existence. That certainly seems to be the message that these bisexual macaques are sending us. We often look to the animal kingdom for proof that coupling up is natural and the right and obvious thing to do. Take swans, for example. Not only do they make cute heart shapes with their necks, but they symbolize monogamous romantic love for humans. And it's easy to see why. Most swans form long-term pair bonds with swan divorce rates as low as 3%. Ah, amore. Wait, what's that? Are those two males? Are those two males in a long-term monogamous relationship? Yes, that's right. Not only do same-sex animals like to get each other off, but many form pair bonds to do life together.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. I have friends of the same sex. We do things together. We are straight as arrows. This is not a gay thing. And to that I say, fair. Excellent point. Yes, but...
Not only do same-sex animals who pair bond also often exhibit sexual behaviors together, but some raise young together. In these black swans' case, some male couples are known to befriend a female, mate with her, and once she has laid their fertilized eggs, kick her out of the throuple and raise the babies themselves. Same-sex penguin couples have also been known to adopt abandoned eggs and chicks to raise as their own. But it's not just birds. Same-sex parents have been recorded throughout the animal kingdom, from male lions to female orangutans to female grizzly bears. Altogether, there are about 1,500 animal species who have been recorded to exhibit same-sex behavior, and those are just the ones that scientists have been able to study and publish papers on. Researchers have found that same-sex behavior varies widely between species and specific populations, from less than 1% of same-sex pair bonds in snow geese to about 8% of male lion mounting behavior, about 45% of sexual behavior in African elephants, about 75% of male bottlenose dolphin pair bonds, to more than 90% of sexual behavior in male giraffes. On the subject of family structures, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all. Nuclear families are a thing in the animal kingdom, with a shout out to these work-ass parents for sharing the duties of bringing up their children together, and who often form long-lasting family bonds with their kids. But co-parenting happens in other arrangements as well. Grey-lag geese have been recorded parenting in dedicated thruples, or even in love squares of 4, where there's usually one female and 2 or 3 males looking after the babies together. A mother Galapagos hawk mates with different mates, lays eggs in different nests that the dads watch over, and then spends her time between them. And some acorn woodpeckers mate with a few different mates and then bring their young all together in one big polyamorous nest. The natural world doesn't follow gender stereotypes. Some animals, like chachma baboons, fur seals, and blue-streaked kina wrens, live in hierarchies that center around a dominant male and his harem of smaller females. Life for other species, like orcas, African wild dogs, elephants, lions, and lemurs, centers around the females. King of the jungle, more like queen of the savannah. For some species, being macho means being gorgeous, singing, dancing, and interior decorating to attract a mate. In other species, females are the main hunters and providers. Some less social species opt for single parenting, where the male and the female split up after mating. This is usually left to the single moms, but shout out to these single dads. But the crowned queens of single parenting are the ladies capable of parthenogenesis, aka immaculate conception. Female zebra sharks in captivity who have had no contact with any males have been recorded having babies, and female whiptail lizards are capable of producing successful eggs without a male, but they still do the dirty with each other to get the process started. Other animals like comb jellies don't touch each other at all, ever. They reproduce without sex by releasing eggs and sperm into the water or by cloning themselves. So far, we've been assuming that animals are either male or female, but that's not always the case. Orange clownfish are all born male. They live in an anemone in a group of non-breeding males with one breeding pair made up of a dominant female and a smaller male. When the female dies, her male partner changes sex to become the new dominant female, and one of the non-breeding males steps up to take his place. Leopard slugs are male and female at the same time, and although they can get themselves pregnant without a partner, they have wild sex lives that include a slimy trace up a tree, slug foreplay, and twirling their boy parts around each other to impregnate the girl parts. Some species technically have 2 sexes, but these can be expressed in very different ways. Take ruffs, for instance. There are 3 completely different ways a male ruff can look and act. The first kind of just looks like a bigger female, and the other 2 look particularly stylish. These 3 different looks come with completely different behaviors, mating strategies, and hierarchies. And some butterflies are born both male and female, and show this mixture pretty literally. Intersex morpho butterflies show up as the female orange on their one side and the male blue on the other. And all of this is nature. Don't even get me started on fungi. Basically, there's a lot out there. All I'm saying is the next time you might feel the urge to maybe bite off your partner's head during an intimate moment, know that it's natural.